Milwaukee's Best has a surprisingly long history. First established in 1895, the beer line was known as Gentleman's Milwaukee's Best Beer until 1961, when Miller bought the company and changed it to Milwaukee's Best. Best Ice first hit stores in 1994. It even won the 2017 Platinum Medal for Best Ice Beer in America. Is this can of suds worth the price, though? Find out now on Two Dudes Reviews.
What up, guys? Yeah, that's right. We have good old Milwaukee's Best Iced. The Beast Ice. Oh, man. I cannot tell you the last time I had an ice beer alone. The Beast. Oh, even the dogs are excited. The dogs are visiting me now. So, hi, guys. Hi. So, no. They're walking like through lighting, and it's kind of like, I don't know. So if you see lights start to crash down, these dogs are swarming. But yeah, that's this has been sitting in my refrigerator for a little bit, so it is time to crack open this 100% American brewed ice beer. Let's see. Big old 32 ouncer. We'll class it up with the Guinness. Oh yeah. This is one of those beers you like get when you go to the it even smells like one of those beers that you get when you go to like your local single A baseball club, and they have the dogs, the Thirsty Thursdays games where you get like a beer for $1 or something. In Michigan, we had at the Lansing Lugnuts, they on Thirsty Thursdays they actually had Labatt's. They originally you had like you get one year they had like the smaller ones, it was like 12 ounces for $1, and then I think there's another year where you get the more of like a 16 ounce or whatever for like $2 or something like that. But still. I mean, that price for a Labatt, I will take that any day at a baseball game. But, okay, we have this crystal clear glass. I can see the water spots on the glass straight through. But, yes. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to top this off a little bit, since I do have 32 ounces of liquid gold. Let's fill this glass up, and let's get into the first point of the review, which is the smell. Yeah, I cannot tell you how long it's been since I've had Milwaukee's Best, a regular, or an ice beer. So this is... I mean, it smells like college. Is that an apt way to describe it? It smells like when you get enough people together and you go and you buy like the half barrel, quarter barrel keg, and it's usually something like this. It's natty, or it's the Beast, or something along those lines. But since I can't really just explain it as it smells like college. I mean, it has that kind of, that wet corn rice aroma to it. A little bit of the stale, kind of wet bread kind of thing going on. Even the dogs are smelling. There's almost a little bit of a lemon zesty, not very pungent, but there's a little, like a little lemon rind in there. But to be honest, it doesn't smell all that skunky, which is, for a big, cheap beer, that's good. I'm going to equate that 100% to the fact that it is in a can and not a glass bottle. I will never understand the glass bottle thing, but the beer I mean, it smells cheap. It smells like college. It smells like something that you get for that. It smells, there's nothing super great about it, but surprisingly, I was kind of preparing. It's been such a long time since I've had this. I was preparing for something way worse, to be perfectly honest. And since I'm not going to recommend it for the smell, but I'm not going to not recommend it because I feel like you could do a whole lot worse aroma-wise than Milwaukee's Best Ice. So I'll give it a half. So I'm not. It's batting 50% so far, and that ain't bad. So all right, let's get into the taste. I felt like I just took a sip of odd water. There was not much there. You have a little bit of what is there? It's not that great. Maybe that's the ice part. I gotta double check what an ice beer exactly is, the difference. But you have it's almost at the very it's almost a little bit of a chalky aftertaste at the back of it. Like there's that bitterness that not from hops necessarily, but that bitterness that a lot of the less expensive lagers and pilsners tend to have. And it's like this one's trying to get there, but it like wasn't refined enough. So instead, there's just like this kind of odd, this odd almost bittery chalkiness on the end of it. I mean, it's even got on the tip of my tongue. But when you first get it, you get a little bit of the carbonation. It's like a mixture of almost rice and like licking a lemon rind, and then you get chalky whatever, and then that's it. There's not a ton of flavor. It disappears most of the flavor disappears pretty quickly, but you still your tongue can still like feel it. It's like something's hanging out on the tip of my tongue, and I don't really, what is. Yeah, it is a big cheap beer. And you do kind of have to rate it against other ice beers, but there's just not enough. I'm personally not enjoying it, so I'm not going to recommend it on for a taste. But 1 second, my phone alarm is going off, so I don't know if you can hear it. I got to turn it off real quick. We're back, but so I'm not going to recommend it on taste. Next is value for price, and when you're pinching pennies, you can't really beat it. It's 32 ounces, it's 5.9% alcohol, so it's going to be more than a lot of the other stuff for the same price. But honestly, now that you can get so many IPAs and beers that are such a hefty, like 11% alcohol, it's almost worth, if you're just doing it just to get, drunk, get like a 2 Hearted or something like that. It'll cost a little more, but it'll taste way better, and the alcohol content will be over double, oftentimes, the alcohol percentage. But in general, for value for price, it's hard to beat the sheer quantity that you're getting for the dollar. This might have been like $2, maybe. I don't remember right off the bat now, but it's been a while since I picked that up. But I will recommend it for value for price. Alright, next category is distinction. How distinct is it? I mean, it's a cheap It's a cheap ice beer. I haven't had other ice beers in a very, very, very long time. So me attempting to draw from my memory and compare it to other ice beers, that ain't gonna work. So, you could do a whole lot worse for the price point and kind of beer, but you can also do a little better. I think like a Mickey's. I think for the price, Mickey's ain't that bad. So you do better. So I'm gonna just call it a half for distinction, comparing it to other large, cheap, mass-produced beers. So I'll give it a half for that. Next category is drinkability, and I mean honestly, the little aftertaste that is lingering around, I don't like, but there's not a whole lot of taste to it. It's very, I'm gonna say watery, and I'm gonna get some people that really get upset. There's one thing that I've noticed that the reviews that I get the most like negative comments on, it's when I review beers of this caliber, like an Old English or something like this, or IPAs. So I'll let you draw the correlation between people that get upset about IPA rankings and drugstore beers. But but anyways, back to the drinkability. It's the aftertaste I don't like, but there's not a ton of taste with it. So you could drink this as long as it remains cold, which is the bigger thing. You got to be going pretty quickly with this, but for the most part, drinkability shouldn't be that much of a problem. So I'll recommend it on drinkability. Something on my tongue. There we go. Ugh. Dogs come to visit me and I get fuzz everywhere. So dogs and hair is it's an uphill battle always. But alright, last category is where I buy it again, and you can probably already guess it. No, I won't. If I was pinching pennies and I really needed a beer, there's other beers of this caliber that I would be going after, that I'd buy instead. I do like it that they're sticking with the can. I will always get the can over the clear bottle, so that's cool in my book. But that is my review of Milwaukee's Best Ice. If you've had it before, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Maybe you really like it for the price. Maybe there's another kind of ice cheap beer that you'd rather have. Do you like Milwaukee's Best Ice better than Natty Ice? Or Ice House? What's your favorite ice beer? I'll have to start testing those out. And also, as I've said in some of the more recent videos, we're trying to really pump up Boxing Day, December 26th. We're going to try to turn that into the next great American drinking holiday, because we love drinking holidays that have nothing to do with the United States, as in St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo. Nothing to do with the States. Neither does Boxing Day. But we're going to turn it into drinking, and if there's any time you can use a beer, it's the day after the holidays. So anyways, mark your calendars for that. We'll have a big old celebration or something. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do for that. But, that is my review of Milwaukee's Best Ice. For now, take it easy.